Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to learn about bricks, beads, and bones, the Harappan civilization, theme 1 of class 12th. Dear student, this is the first chapter of part 1 book, and as we know, the Harappan civilization is one of the most important civilization in the world. Nearly 4,700 years ago, a well-developed civilization were found in northwest part of India. Nowadays, Harappa is situated in Pakistan. It is situated on the river Ravi, and this was the place Harappa which was discovered first. So, the name of this civilization is put on the name of Harappan city, Harappan civilization. Here we can see this civilization is also known as Bronze civilization. And before going to the chapter, we must know some features of this civilization, as its drainage system was unique in world. No other civilization were having so broad and deep drainage pattern in the world. It was only Harappan civilization, and particularly in Mohenjo-daro, we found that this civilization having very covered drainage pattern, and this is unique feature of this civilization. You can see the seal, the right side of this Harappan civilizations. Harappan seal is here. You can see it and see its beautifulness, which was one most distinctive feature of Harappan civilization. If you see the maps of Harappan civilization, from examination point of view, generally 2 marks is covered from this map. Uh, Students are asked to locate Mohenjo-daro, Chanduhoro, Dholavira, Nageshwar, Lothal. So we must recognize this place on the outline map of India. Unless and until we do not connect the this civilization with geography of India, we may not be able to understand it. So it is required that you must be able to locate these places on the outline map of India. If some Nageshwar, you see it is the border of Gujarat. Lothal is situated in Gujarat. So this is way how to complete the map work of the chapter. If we talk about the beginning of civilization, there were several archaeological cultures in the region prior to the mature Harappan civilizations. It means before mature Harappan civilization, various uh, developed civilizations were already existed. Agricultural technologies. You see, whatever agricultural technologies we are using today, most of these technologies were used by the people of Harappan civilizations. While the prevalence of agriculture is indicated by finds of grain it is more difficult to reconstruct actual agricultural practices. You see, one of the mystery about the Harappan civilization is that we are unable to decipher the script of Harappan civilizations. So most of the feature of Harappan civilization is beyond our understanding. And the moment we were able to decipher this text of Harappan civilizations, we would be able to write new history. So in Kalibangan, Rajasthan, there is plowed field. Archaeologists have found plowed field. Kalibangan means the area of Sri Ganganagar in Rajasthan. So it proved that Harappan civilizations were using agricultural technologies to conduct the agricultural activities. Archaeologists have also tried to identify the tools used for harvesting. If you see the tools which were found by the archaeologists, we have got plows, we have got various toys which indicates that peoples were doing agriculture activities. Traces of canals have also been found because at that time the people of Harappans were very much usual in irrigation patterns. Today we are having agriculture patterns, we are having the irrigation system through canals, wells, tube wells, but clear cut evidence of canals are found at the Afghanistan. Mohenjo-daro, a planned urban center. You see, this is one of the most important topic. From this topic, in CBSE, 4 mark questions generally asked. So we have to focus on this topic more in order to score good marks. If we talk about the Mohenjo-daro's planned urban centers, so we can summarize in few lines. The Mohenjo-daro In Mohenjo-daro, there were 2 parts. The settlement is divided into 2 sections, one smaller but higher, and other much larger but lower. Smaller and higher were known as citadel. Smaller and higher settlements were known as citadel, and these citadels were used for public works such as public bath, granaries, etc. So citadel, which was small and higher, at the same time it was divided with a wall, and the lower portion was for the normal settlements of the people. So the lower town, it is also known as lower town. The citadel owes its height to the fact of buildings were constructed on mud brick platforms. It was walled, which means that it was physically separated from the lower town. I have already described the citadel and normal settlements, or in other words, you can say lower town, were divided with a wall. It was separated with a wall, and particularly citadel was used for public use buildings. Several buildings were built on platforms. It was the important features of Mohenjo-daros that people were using. They used to construct platform first, and then they construct houses. We will cover this topic in under the architectures. So here we should know that platforms were first prepared at certain heights, and then settlement were there. Now next point is laying out drains. So one of the most distinctive features of Harappan cities was carefully planned drainage system. As I have told you earlier, that the Harappan civilization was known for its drainage pattern. No other civilization, if we talk about the Mesopotamian civilization, which you have learned in class 11th, chapter 2, Mesopotamian civilization, though it was urban civilization, but there the roads were not so broad. Roads were narrow, and even for the transportations of goods, donkeys were used to carry loads from the main road to the houses. But our Harappan peoples were so advanced that here the roads were cut on the grid pattern. Grid pattern means the road cut with each other at 90 angles. So at that time there was no road jams, there were no road blocks, and the drains were very unique. The drainage were covered, and when there was need to clean the drainage, one can open the covered portion of the drainage, one can make it clean very easily. So this was the drainage pattern was unique feature or Harappan settlements. Domestic architectures. You see, if you talk about domestic architectures, the Harappan people were very intelligent, and they never opened their door in front of roads. They were interested in preserving their privacy. No windows, no doors were open towards the road. Even at the first floor, they never made windows. First floor was they observed a high grade of privacy. Every house has its own bathroom paved with bricks, with the drains connected through the wall to the street drains. So every houses have drainage system. Every settlement, every portions of that area are having their own drainage system. And as we see in the picture, the domestic architectures were covering with multi-story buildings. Many houses had wells. Today we are also having wells. Our ancient people, our ancient forefathers were having wells. So this is the system which is coming from very beginning of Harappan civilization. Every house had wells, often in a room that could be reached from the outside and perhaps used by the passers-by. And the well was constructed on such place that if somebody going from outside passers-by, they can also use it. And scholars have estimated that the total number of wells in Mohenjo-daro was about 700. You see, sometimes a question under 1 mark is asked how many wells are found in Mohenjo-daro. The answer is obviously 700. So when we go to the chapter, we must focus on the objective questions. We must be able to attempt objective questions with while we are going through the subjective ones. I have already described about the citadel. I have told that the citadel was used for public work. Great Bath was a large rectangular tank. In fact, in one mark questions, it is often asked where Great Bath is found. The correct answer is Mohenjo-daro. Then the question is asked about the structure of this Great Bath. So it was a large rectangular tank in a courtyard surrounded by corridor on all four sides. Generally, if you see the constructions of nowadays swimming pool, if you have visited a cantonment area of Kendriya Vidyalaya Hisar Kent, you can see the structure of this swimming pool is it is matching with the structure of Great Bath which is found in Mohenjo-daro. So we borrowed the architecture from our forefathers, from Harappan civilizations, and beside this swimming pool, there were rooms, there were corridors where people can change their clothes, and there were rooms on three sides in which a large well water from the tank flowed into huge drains. You see, when the water get rotten of the swimming pool, so they have got a very good idea about how to drain it, how to make it drain from that swimming pool. Another important aspect of this chapter, that is tracing social differences. It is also the exercise questions. How archaeologists found social differences during the Harappan civilization. So generally, there is two ways through which archaeologists found the social differences of Harappan civilizations. The first one is bills, and second one looking for luxuries. Archaeologists try to assess about those burials from where baked bricks are found. They used to infer that this burials belong to rich persons. You see, where there is society, there is differences. Nobody can be equal. We can insist that the society should be equal. Every section of the society should be equal. But you see, there are a number of reasons: economic, political, social, and due to these reasons, we are discriminated. So the same system was observed in Harappan civilization. Archaeologists used to assess that from the Harappan sites, that those burials having the baked bricks are of rich people, and those which are not having baked bricks, they are of poor people. Some graves contains pottery ornaments, perhaps indicating a belief that these could be used of both men and women. From the burials, they have got one copper mirror. You can see the photograph here. This copper mirror was buried with the dead bodies, and perhaps it was believed that after death, soul may use these items for further life. And having this type of concept, people used to bury daily use items such as mirror, jewelry along with the men and women inside the burials. Next, looking for luxuries. Um, Here I would like to recommend that there is no need to go through guides or other notes. NCERT is sufficient if you go every line. It is very important, and sometimes objective questions are asked from these lines. So I decided to teach you through each and every line so as objective questions could be attempted and could be corrected. Another strategy to identify social differences to study artifacts, which archaeologists broadly classify as utilitarian and luxuries. The first category includes objects of daily use, I have already discussed, made fairly easily out of ordinary materials such as stone or clay. So I have told you the luxury items were buried along with the dead body in the burials of rich persons. Okay, and those burials are not having the jewelries, which were not having daily use items, may belong to poor people. So this is the situation on which archaeologists find differences. So today I have covered 4.2, and you can ask your doubts, you can put your queries on the video link I have provided, and I will try to give the answer, clarify your doubts. So here I would like to express my thanks to all of you for watching my video, for listening me. Thank you, one and all present here.